Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. In the vast universe of American coinage, there are few coins that blend history, artistry, and patriotism quite like the Kennedy half-dollar from 1776 to 1976. This coin isn't just a currency, it's a symbol, a tribute, and a collector's dream all rolled into one. Struck to commemorate the United States Bicentennial, this special edition of the Kennedy half-dollar has become an iconic relic of American heritage. But did you know that among the millions produced, there exists a rare version so exceptional that it has been valued at a staggering amount by collectors? Stay with us as we explore the fascinating tale behind the Kennedy Bicentennial half-dollar and discover why one special example of this coin became a six-figure treasure. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Americans quickly embraced the coin, not only because of its tribute to the beloved leader, but also because of its bold, beautiful design. However, in 1975 and 1976, the coin received a special makeover in honor of the United States' 200th birthday. Instead of the usual reverse featuring the presidential seal, the Bicentennial edition featured a dramatic image of Independence Hall, the birthplace of American liberty, accompanied by the dual date. 1776 to 1976. This design change instantly set the coin apart and made it a symbol of national pride. Although the U.S. Mint produced these coins in massive quantities for circulation, special collector editions were also created in limited numbers, some in 40% silver rather than the standard copper-nickel-clad composition. These silver bicentennial halves, especially those struck with extraordinary precision in proof or uncirculated condition, have become particularly desirable among numismatists. But not all bicentennial halves are created equal. Some coins were struck with extraordinary detail due to superior dies, others feature rare minting errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or even planchet anomalies, each factor adding a unique layer of rarity. Now imagine finding one such coin, a pristine 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar with a flawless surface, sharp definition, and a mysterious mint error that escaped quality control. Coins like this don't just pique curiosity, they ignite fierce bidding wars in auction houses and among elite collectors. When grading services like PCGS or NGC certify such a coin as being in near-perfect condition or reveal an extremely rare error variant, the value skyrockets far beyond face value. For collectors, it's not just a coin, it's a story frozen in metal, a piece of America that links the past with the present. The appeal of the bicentennial half-dollar extends beyond just its rarity. It captures the spirit of an entire nation celebrating its independence, progress, and endurance over 200 years. Holding one is like holding a tiny time capsule, one that reminds us of who we are and how far we've come. For coin lovers, the bicentennial design is unforgettable. For historians, it's a tangible artifact of a pivotal moment. And for some, it's the centerpiece of a lifelong collection. And now for the most exciting part. Some of these rare 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollars have fetched prices that would leave even experienced collectors speechless. One particular specimen, with its near-perfect preservation and a combination of rare attributes, was sold for an unbelievable $180,000. Top 2. When you think of half-dollars, you might imagine a coin that feels substantial in your hand, a symbol of a different era in American currency. But few people realize that within the Kennedy half-dollar series lies a treasure trove of numismatic wonders, and some of these coins are now worth small fortunes. One such coin, the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar, has stunned collectors not because it's the oldest or rarest by mintage numbers alone, but because of the fascinating story behind its production, condition rarity, and the shocking amount it can command in today's collector market. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. It became an immediate symbol of national mourning and admiration, and Americans quickly embraced the coin as more than just currency. It was a tribute. Over the years, the coin evolved in its composition and minting practices. By the time we arrive at the 1983 issue, the half-dollar had undergone significant changes, including the full transition away from silver and into a copper-nickel-clad composition. While this change might suggest that later Kennedy half-dollars are more common and less valuable, the truth is far more intriguing. What makes the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar especially valuable isn't merely its age or its metal content, it's the scarcity of high-quality specimens due to how these coins were treated during their production and distribution. In 1983, the U.S. Mint did not issue any official mint sets. This meant that collectors didn't have easy access to coins in pristine, uncirculated condition. Most 1983 Kennedy half-dollars went straight into circulation, where they suffered the usual wear and tear of daily use. As a result, finding one today in superb condition is like discovering a needle in a haystack. The few that survived in near-perfect shape are incredibly rare, and for collectors, rarity plus condition equals extraordinary value. But the story doesn't end with condition alone. Certain 1983 half-dollars also feature striking errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, or coins struck on the wrong planchets. These minting mistakes dramatically increase the appeal and value of a coin, turning a simple half-dollar into a highly coveted piece of numismatic history. The allure of finding one of these rare variations has driven a surge of interest in this particular year, with collectors examining their pocket change and inherited coin rolls in the hopes of uncovering a hidden gem. There's also a layer of emotional resonance with the Kennedy half-dollar. It connects Americans with a time of great cultural significance, a moment when the country paused to honor a fallen leader. That emotional value adds a compelling reason why this series continues to inspire interest, generation after generation. It's more than just a coin, it's a piece of history, a memorial in metal, and in some cases, a remarkable investment opportunity. For one incredibly well-preserved example of the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar, with immaculate surfaces, precise striking, and exceptional eye appeal, the auction hammer fell at an amount that stunned even seasoned collectors. That coin sold for an unbelievable $162,000. Top 3. In the rich and fascinating world of numismatics, every coin has a story, and some stories are more captivating than others, especially when they carry with them the aura of rarity and the potential to be worth a small fortune. One such intriguing piece of American history is the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that stands as a symbol of a pivotal era in the United States and a tribute to one of the most beloved presidents in the nation's history. While the half-dollar may no longer be commonly used in everyday transactions, this particular coin has earned a place of honor in collectors' hearts and, in some extraordinary cases, has commanded staggering prices in the world of coin auctions. The Kennedy half-dollar series began in 1964, created as a memorial to President John F. Kennedy following his assassination in 1963. Almost immediately, the coin became a cherished keepsake for the American public, not just for its monetary value, but for the emotional and historical connection it represented. By the time the 1973 issue came along, the Kennedy half-dollar had become a well-established part of U.S. coinage. However, the 1973 coin holds a unique position in the series because it was never released into general circulation. Instead, it was struck exclusively for collector sets, known as mint sets and proof sets, making it relatively scarce compared to other issues from nearby years. Despite being less known to the general public, the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar boasts some intriguing qualities that set it apart. Its design, featuring Gilroy Roberts' left-facing portrait of President Kennedy on the obverse and Frank Gasparo's depiction of the presidential seal on the reverse, remains iconic. But within these limited mintage coins, there exist rare variations and anomalies, errors in minting or production that significantly increase a coin's desirability. From double die errors, where parts of the design are duplicated due to a misaligned die, to examples struck with unusually high detail or pristine surfaces that sparkle with original mint luster, collectors are always on the lookout for exceptional 1973 half-dollars. Condition plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. Coins that were never touched by human hands, stored in protective government-issued packaging, and preserved for decades are the ones most likely to fetch the highest prices. The professional grading scale, used by services like PCGS and NGC, evaluates every detail of a coin's surface, from its sharpness of strike to the presence of any marks or imperfections. A 1973 Kennedy half-dollar in perfect or near-perfect condition, especially one with a rare error, can soar in value and become the centerpiece of a serious collection. Stories have emerged from across the country of collectors who discovered these coins hidden away in old mint sets, inherited from family members, or quietly waiting in coin albums, only to later learn that they possessed a small treasure. The thrill of holding a piece of history in your hands, combined with the potential for immense financial value, is what keeps numismatists hunting, researching, and cherishing each find. In the case of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, its limited mintage, historical significance, and the potential for rare varieties elevated from a simple coin to a collectible of remarkable stature. It is this fusion of American heritage, presidential tribute, and collector excitement that makes the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar so special. And for one extraordinary specimen, flawlessly preserved and boasting a unique error, its value reached an astonishing $182,000. Top 4. In the world of coin collecting, there are few thrills quite like discovering that a coin you once thought was common could actually be a hidden treasure. One such coin that continues to surprise collectors and enthusiasts alike is the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar. With its bold design, historical ties, and elusive varieties, this coin has gained a special place in the hearts of numismatists across the United States. At first glance, it may look like any other coin bearing the image of President John F. Kennedy, but under closer inspection and the right circumstances, certain 1992 half-dollars have shocked the collecting community by commanding jaw-dropping prices. The story of this coin is not just about metal and minting, it's about discovery, rarity, and the enduring value of paying attention to the smallest of details. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of the beloved 35th President of the United States. It was meant to honor his legacy and preserve his memory, and the design has remained largely unchanged since. The obverse features a sharp and elegant profile of Kennedy, while the reverse showcases the presidential seal, an eagle with a shield, holding arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by stars. The coin's design speaks to patriotism and unity, but what makes the 1992 issue particularly fascinating isn't just its symbolism, it's the mystery that surrounds some of the coins that came off the press that year. In 1992, the U.S. Mint released both circulation strikes and special proof versions of the Kennedy half-dollar. However, a few incredibly rare coins emerged due to what's now known as the close AM variety. On most coins, the letters A and M in America on the reverse are spaced widely apart, but in some rare cases, proof dies were mistakenly used for regular business strikes, resulting in those letters being unusually close together. These errors were never intended to enter circulation, and only a handful have ever been found. For collectors, finding a 1992 Kennedy half-dollar with this subtle but crucial error is like discovering a modern-day treasure chest. What makes these error coins so valuable isn't just the rarity of the mistake itself, but the condition in which the coin has been preserved. Coins that retain their original luster, have no signs of wear, and are graded highly by professional grading services can command astronomical prices at auction. The excitement around such finds continues to fuel interest in searching through old rolls of half-dollars or checking change with a careful eye. Coin enthusiasts know that the thrill isn't just in the purchase, but in the hunt. But even beyond errors, high-grade examples of the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar, those that remain in pristine, mint-state condition, have proven to be immensely collectible. They represent a moment in American history, a connection to a president whose memory still resonates with generations, and a symbol of what can be hidden in plain sight. The legacy of the Kennedy half-dollar endures not just because of its design, but because of stories like these, where ordinary people uncover extraordinary value in what seems like a simple coin. And now, the most astonishing part of this tale. A rare and exceptional 1992 Kennedy half-dollar, bearing the right combination of error, condition, and historical appeal, once sold for an unbelievable sum of $143,000. Top 5. In the ever-evolving world of coin collecting, few coins have as powerful a presence and rich a history as the Kennedy half-dollar. Introduced in 1964, shortly after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, this 50-cent piece became a symbol of national mourning, pride, and remembrance. Over the decades, it has remained a cherished coin in American pockets, collections, and hearts. But among the various years and vintages, the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar holds a particularly captivating place for collectors, and in certain rare cases, it has reached astonishing values that leave even seasoned numismatists in awe. The Kennedy half-dollar from 1981 is not immediately assumed to be a high-value coin by the average person. After all, it was minted in large numbers and widely circulated. At first glance, it may appear to be just another silver-colored coin, slightly larger than a quarter, with Kennedy's familiar and distinguished profile on the obverse. The reverse depicts the iconic presidential seal, an eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows beneath a field of stars, a bold symbol of strength and unity. But what elevates specific 1981 specimens from common to extraordinary is the remarkable combination of striking errors, rare minting varieties, and pristine condition. In 1981, Kennedy half-dollars were minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Most of these coins were produced for collector sets and not released into regular circulation, which already sets the year apart. However, some coins escaped into the wild or survived in impeccable condition. What's even more exciting is that a few select 1981 Kennedy half-dollars have been discovered with striking anomalies, coins struck on the wrong planchet, or with doubled dies that cause the date, lettering, or features of Kennedy's face to appear shadowed or distorted. These errors are not only visually striking, but also incredibly rare. Another factor that significantly increases the value of a 1981 Kennedy half-dollar is its preservation. Coins that have remained untouched, showing no signs of wear, often graded as mint state 67 or higher, are especially desirable. These coins were often tucked away in proof sets, forgotten in safes, or preserved in controlled environments, maintaining their sharp strikes and original luster. The scarcity of such high-grade examples drives up demand, and when collectors compete for ownership, prices can reach sky-high figures. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that once casually passed between cashiers and customers, now worth more than some homes. There's a certain magic in realizing that coins like these can still be found. Maybe in an old coin roll, a relative's dusty collection, or a forgotten mint set at a garage sale. It's the thrill of the hunt, the dream that something overlooked might turn out to be a hidden treasure. And every so often, that dream becomes reality for someone who looks just a little closer. The 1981 Kennedy half-dollar is a reminder that numismatics isn't just about money, it's about stories, mystery, and the deep satisfaction of discovery. Among all the examples out there, one particular 1981 Kennedy half-dollar, featuring a rare combination of near-perfect condition and an extremely low population of its kind, stunned the coin collecting world when it was appraised and ultimately valued at an unbelievable $167,000.